Welcome to Midlife Glow with Mags. I wanted to share my morning skincare and makeup routine. Anyone who knows me knows I love makeup and I always love talking about it and sharing about it. Skincare has become a huge priority for me lately as I'm trying to age gracefully. I want to share some of the products I use and why I use them. I hope you enjoy. First, I'm going to cleanse with a salicylic acid cleanser. It's a gentle cleanser, but the salicylic acid can be used for acne prone skin, and then it's like a gentle exfoliant, so it's also good for anti-aging. Now that I have used a gentle cleanser with a mild exfoliant, I'm going to go in with my vitamin C serum. This is supposed to help with collagen production. It's also supposed to brighten the skin. And any skincare I use, I put on my face, neck, and chest. Next, I go in with a SPF of 30. I actually use two different kinds. I started to use this one and I love it. It has great skincare benefits. It has niacinamide in it and ceramides. Niacinamide, I believe, helps with like clearing your skin and keeping it kind of blemish free. So that's really good. But I did find that it would migrate into my eyes and cause some burning. So to prevent that, I use the mineral sunscreen. This also has ceramides in it, so it's moisturizing to the skin as well. So I put the mineral sunscreen on first around my eye area, my nose, anywhere that it could migrate into my eye throughout the day. It has worked really, really well to prevent that from happening. So since I do really like the skincare benefits of this one, I'm going to put it on the rest of my face. And I use a very generous amount. So the reason I am so generous with the sunscreen is obviously to prevent sun damage. I didn't know that the sun actually depletes our collagen. So my goal is to preserve whatever collagen I still have in my face and then to try to build it back up. So that's what the retinol at night is for. That's what the vitamin C in the morning is for. I also use an eye cream that has caffeine in it. It's supposed to depuff your eyes in the morning. I do find that I have some puffiness in the morning. I've been trying to do more facial massages and the gua sha tool every once in a while as well. I do that at night before bedtime to try to move any fluid out because that can settle in your face and cause like lines and stuff like that. So I do find that under my eyes in the morning, I have puffiness at times and sometimes like some lines going on. So this is nice. I like this eye cream a lot. So I wait a few minutes to let this all absorb into the skin, and then I'll go in with my makeup. Another part of my morning routine, which is kind of funny, but I picked this tip up from following a bunch of dermatologists, and it is minoxidil 5% foam in my temple area and my eyebrows. It's supposed to help regrow hair. I've noticed in the past couple of years, and since I had my baby, that there's some more thinning in the temples and the crown area. I also feel like my hairline is moving back a little bit. I do wear my hair up a lot, and I know that that can cause it. This is like a little experiment. This is probably the second week that I've been doing it consistently. So I just use a little bit in the cap. So I just put this right in the temple area here. Of course, beauty starts from the inside out. Getting adequate sleep, adequate hydration, and nutrition are really important. So I put that to the side for now because I have actually incorporated the like eyebrows in the makeup routine, so I'll show you that when we do the makeup. I also recently switched my foundation to a serum foundation. This is the one I use, the Maybelline Superstay. It does have some vitamin C in it, and it's called a skin tint, I guess, instead of a foundation, because it is like I think it's a little bit more sheer of a coverage, but I've really been liking it a lot. I make sure that the sunscreen has absorbed completely into my skin, and as you can see, there's like a little bit of a white cast, but it has gone into the skin. I use a very thin layer of this. It's really just to even out my skin tone and then kind of match the rest of my body. Then I go in with just a tiny bit of concealer. I use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I just use a tiny, tiny amount. And I use this to just cancel out like little purple areas under my eyes. It doesn't cover it completely, as you can see, but just overall the skin tone is more even, and I don't really mind now that I'm older that a little bit of the skin peeks through. I'd rather have it look a little bit more natural than piling on the foundation and piling on the concealer. But my goal is to just enhance what I have naturally and also have it be as simple as possible. But I will say this is one of my favorite parts of the day. Like I said, I love makeup, love skincare, really have come to love just self care, and anytime that you can pamper yourself is just a way to pour into yourself so you can pour into others. So I do like to let this kind of absorb into the skin too before I start with the bronzer and the blush. So I'll do my little brow minoxidil trick. Again, it's kind of funny, kind of hilarious that I'm using this, but I'm all for an experiment. So I'm trying to bring it down to the tail area and like underneath as well, because that's where I'm trying to regrow the hair. That's how I do the minoxidil trick with my eyebrows. And then if you are using that, I just always, of course, wash my hands afterwards to make sure that we're not spreading the medicine anywhere else. So next I will do bronzer. So I use all drugstore makeup. This is Essence Soft Touch Butter Bronzer in Whipped Buttercup. Um, I've been using a smaller brush lately. I apply it really high up on the cheekbone. This is another trick to kind of trick the eye. Instead of having the eye focus down here and drag the face down as we're aging, this kind of brings the face up a bit, bringing everything up, kind of like a little instant facelift kind of thing. And I love bronzer. It warms up the face. I actually use it as a little bit of eyeshadow too. Bring it onto the ears. So I don't know if you can see, but just bringing it up, 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 up. And then I use a larger brush for my forehead as it's a larger surface area. Just kind of warming up the face again. Bring it down onto the neck a little bit. Bring it onto the chest. This is the Jelly Blush by Revolution. I feel like any cream blush would work. This is like a reddish pink color. And I just bring it high up onto the cheekbone again. Kind of brings that like youthful, natural flushing to the skin. I just pat it in and bring it as high as I can without bringing it like all the way to the eye. But just trying to kind of blend the bronzer, blend the blush and make it look as natural as possible. And then for the forehead, I just go in with regular Baked Blush Milani Dolce Pink, just to blend everything together on the face. And I use this as like eyeshadow too. A little bit on the chest too, just bring everything together. Next step is powder. I use the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. Next is just a little bit of, what is that called? Oh my God, I'm having a blank. I'm having a perimenopause moment. Highlighter. Okay. Next I'll go in with a highlighter, just a tiny bit on my nose, just a tiny bit up here on the high of the cheekbone. Again, bringing the eye up as much as we can. That's all I do with that. Then I will go in and do the lips, and I use a lip liner, and I overline the lips just the littlest bit, and I'll show you how I do that. And then I go in with a really nice gloss that just makes the lips pop. And you notice I'm only going in the middle, I'm not bringing it all the way to the corner. It just kind of makes the lips look more plump. And then I use this, it's a very thick gloss, it's great. And as you can see, that just makes them look so much bigger. It's like a instant lip filler kind of thing. So next I'm gonna do my eyebrows because this has dried down. So I just use the eyebrow pencil in brown, and I don't go heavy-handed with it. I just go on like the bottom line and I extend the tail. So like I said, I just extend it just a tiniest bit. Then I just brush them up. I really like that bushy eyebrow look. It's so cute. Next, I will do just the tiniest bit of eyeliner. Now this is another trick. What I didn't say before about the brows is like thicker brows just look a little more youthful and not as severe in my opinion. So that's kind of why I'm doing that as well. I just think it suits my face too. To each their own. Just the tips that I've learned recently, just about kind of just trying to make everything look a little bit more natural, more youthful, more plump, that kind of thing. So this is how I've been doing my eyeliner lately. I used to do the wing tip, as I'm sure we all did. But this is just a little bit less, like I said, severe. And this is a dark brown, not a black. You know, like the trends have kind of gone more towards browns as opposed to blacks. But I do the edge of my eye. And I don't go out as far as I used to. I probably used to extend it like all the way out here. I just do the tiniest bit so you can see it like flick up just a tiny bit. And then I bring it just kind of into the middle. I don't bring it all the way over here. And I'll do the same on the other side. And then I have another eyeliner. These are like felt tip eyeliners. I just find they're a little easier to use. This is a lighter brown. So I'll go underneath and kind of connect this part. Go like middle eye as I did on the top. Very faint. Just gotta smudge it a little bit, just a tiny bit, and that's the eyeliner. And then to open the eye just a little bit and create a little bit of interest, I have this eyeshadow stick. It's like a whitish, it even has a little bit of sparkles in it. And I just put it right in the corner of the eye just to kind of bring some brightness to that area. You can bring it up a little even more if you want. And kind of in here too if you want to. Just brighten, it's very soft. And just bring a little bit of kind of like glow and sparkle to the makeup since I'm not using that much. Next, I use a setting spray, and right now I'm using the Morphe setting spray. This just locks everything in, helps it stay throughout the day. And I like to do this before mascara just to kind of lock everything in. And then the last step I do is mascara. It's just a personal preference. I use the Lash Paradise, again, another drugstore item. I love this mascara. It's been my tried and true for quite a few years now. Before I go in with a mascara, I let this just dry down first. Usually I just use the mascara, but if I'm going to like a special event or something like that, I do have falsy eyelashes. So I've experimented with a couple. I used to wear them like this with the band, but I find that they do look a little bit fake. So I did find these where they're individual like clusters, and I like to put them like two or three clusters, like starting from the outer corner in, just opens the eyes a little bit more. But that is time consuming and I don't do that all the time. But that's another little trick to kind of open the eyes up, just brighten up the face a little bit. I also love this mascara because I can go over it multiple times and it not get super clumpy. So this is the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you picked up a couple tips that might help you. What really prompted me to make this channel and make these videos is after I turned 40, I went through kind of a little bit of a dark time and really had to reevaluate everything going on in my life. Like, what was my health doing? My mental health? How was I feeling? Physically, mentally, I just felt really bad. So since then, I've been on a journey to address everything, and I feel better than I have in probably 5 or 6 years. I wanted to make this channel to advocate for women over 40 and to grow together, learn together, educate about perimenopause, about fitness as we get older, about nutrition as we get older. I am a registered nurse, so this stuff just really interests me and always has. If you're interested in these topics, skincare and makeup, of course, is part of it as well, and one of my passions. Please consider subscribing and sharing if you like this video. And you can also watch my video on my morning skincare routine where it just pares it down even more. This video was more focused on the anti-aging part of skincare and makeup, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.